West, Pretoria West. Yeah. Hello, Noktula. I see you are Noktula. You appear as Noktula here in the chat box. It's lovely to meet you. While you are also typing in the chat box, I have started recording the session. Let me just introduce the topic. This session today, it came after the first session that we had. The first session that we had that looked at building a personal brand that thrives. So I noticed that there was a need for people to also learn how to align their personal brand with their company brands for growth, positioning both brands for growth. This masterclass is going to focus on that. So it's so important that you understand that here we are going to focus on how you can build your personal brand that drives business growth because it does not necessarily have to be just you growing your own personal brand, but it does not benefit your business. It has to benefit your business so that you can also grow in terms of income, have more income. When your business grows, you also grow. So you are interlinked with your business. I see in the chat box also a message from Nosy. Hi, my name is Nosi Pomweli. I am the owner of Lihle Sky Travel based in PMP. Lovely to have you, Nosipo. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Yeah, basically, this masterclass, it focuses on, as I've already mentioned, it focuses on building a personal brand that drives business growth. I know this because I also own a company. The name of my company is Marketing Communications Agency. It's Kanya M Creative Solutions. So I've also noticed that with my personal brand, it also does add value into the business growth, whereby you create more opportunities for your business as well. So with the collaborations, because people can only collaborate with you if they trust you, and if they trust your personal brand, that's how you you also ensure that it also adds value to your business growth. Yeah, so basically that's what we're going to focus on in this masterclass this afternoon. Before I carry on, before we even begin the masterclass session, let me thank our sponsors. This masterclass was sponsored by Gava Africa, Gava Business Solutions, an accounting firm that focuses on giving you a peace of mind. They deal with the numbers so that you can have peace of mind in your business. So anything that has to do with tax and accounting, they are your go-to company. And also let me thank Enabler Solutions. Enabler Solutions, it's a company that is owned by Coach Mashud Mbele, a life transformation coach. So they provide coaching services, and also they can help you in your company because they have services that can add value into your business because they also focus on ensuring that you are fully capacitated within your company in terms of the coaching and creating an environment that is favorable for your employees, because we all understand that employees, they play a big part, they play a very big part in the company as a whole, because they are the engine that actually drive the business. Yeah. So let me check the chat box to see if there are any new messages. All right, I can see there are no new messages at this time, and I can see other people are still joining in. I can understand. Um, I should have obviously made it start at 6 p.m. because most of the people they stop working at 5 p.m. and then they have to travel home. So I understand that other people may be joining us later due to that reason. Also, while I'm mentioning the sponsors, let me also thank Lebogang Itumeleng, an author, for the new book. The new book, it's the Hustlers Entrepreneurial Process. That's the name of the book that is being sponsored by Lebogang. So they've also sponsored the session. Yeah, I will inform you about the book later on. Okay, the first question I have for you, before I can share the presentation, before I can share the slides, I have one question that I would like you to write in the chat box. The question I have is, what generally drives business growth? What drives business growth? Please put it in the chat box. Write your responses in the chat box. What drives business growth generally? What do you think drives the business growth? I see someone says customer excellence, good. Thank you. Anyone else? What generally drives word of mouth? I see, wow, incredible. Yeah, I see nice responses here. Clear business strategy and marketing. Wow. Thank you, Tepiso. I see others are still typing. This is very important for today's session. What drives business growth? What do you think? It's customer excellence, word of mouth, great internal structure within the business. Nkosi Tandile said that. Thank you, thank you. I see there are more responses coming in. Just write in the chat box. What do you think drives business growth? What generally drives the business growth? Excellent branding. Wow, I love this one. Goodness. So thank you. Excellent branding. Customer feedback. Wow, Rachel. Yeah, that's a good one. Because you also have to hear from your customers. How do they feel about your service? How do they feel about your products? Wow, these are lovely responses. Anyone else? Anyone who likes to jump in? Anyone who likes to jump in? Clear goals. I see clear goals. Thank you, Nkosi Thandile. Yes, clear goals. Yes, they do drive business growth. Anyone else? Please put it in the chat box. What drives business growth? Today it's about business growth, how you can build your personal brand to drive business growth. But generally, before we go there, what do you think drives business growth? Oh, professionalism and ethics. Location, yes, location does play a role in your business growth. Because if you are in the wrong location, it can really affect your business. Okay, engagement with your target audience, being creative as a brand. I love these responses. Mission and vision, a company's purpose. Yes, true, true. All these responses are so good. That is so true. That is so true. Being creative as a brand. Oh wow. Thank you, Nkosi Thandile. Yeah, there will be prizes to be won today. I can see your engagement and I like your engagement. Keep writing in the chat box. So there will be nice prizes to be won today that are close to the topic that we will be discussing in this masterclass. So yeah, please keep engaging, write in the chat box. I am definitely waiting for your responses. Yeah, before I can, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to share the slides. Yeah, but keep writing those responses. I'm going to share slides so that I can start the presentation for today. I really appreciate your time being here today. I understand you have a lot to do. It's still during working days, during the week. So I totally value your time being here. Yeah, I'm going to share the slides so that we can commence with our session. Please let me know once you can see the screen. It may delay a little bit due to network. All right, I can see there are lots of comments. I like that. Please keep those comments coming. Unique preposition, wow. Branding and service workers. Okay, let me see if I have skipped new responses. I like this. All right, I haven't skipped them. Adapting to digital trends and technologies. Wow, lovely. And us, Sisi, give us your time and us, Sisi, to give us your time. Our Noktula says, and us, Sisi, for giving us your time and info. Siyabonga kakhulu, abantu ba busy. They prefer to change. Oh, thanks a lot. To charge us. Thanks a lot. Okay, all right. Thank you, Noktula. Yeah, I'm going to share the screen now. Okay, can you see the screen? I have shared the screen on a slide. One person, can you type in the chat box and let me know if you can see the screen before I carry on?
We can see it, ma'am.
Let me switch off the video. I have switched off my video so that it doesn't disturb. Okay, can you see the screen that I'm sharing? I can see Rachel is writing. Oh, yes, we can. Oh, goodness. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. As I've already mentioned, this is our topic today. Let me just move the slides a little bit. All right. I asked you a question. I was asking what drives business growth, and all the responses that you gave me are also, they are also linking with what we will be discussing today. So we are all, in the same page. I like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So what drives business growth? I know one of you mentioned the proposition, the unique proposition. So the strong value proposition. So that means offering products and services that solve real problems. When you are offering a solution to people's problems, they pay attention more than you can just say, I'm selling this product and this service. Just offer them the solution to the problem they have. So a strong value proposition has to, it has to cover that. The clear differentiation from your competitors. Yes, of course, you have to be unique from your competitors so that you can stand out in the market, so that the business can grow. So, and then consistent quality and reliability. Yeah, so I've always, if you have joined my previous sessions, or if you have listened to me in one of the talks that I have engaged in, you will know I'm always talking about consistency. So consistent quality and reliability. That's what drives business growth. So it's all part of the strong value proposition. So you need to have all of those in order to stand out in the market, in order for your target consumer to know who you are and what kind of solution you are providing for them. So it will help you in your business growth. Okay, and then also the customer acquisition and retention. Yeah, this is so important because it touches on the cash flow. I know most of the businesses, the challenges that they have is the cash flow. So if you get this one right, then you are able to sustain your business. So customer acquisition and retention. So that requires effective marketing and sales strategies. I know there are responses. There is someone in the chat box that also mentioned effective marketing. That's what drives business growth. Yeah. So building trust and loyalty with your customers, with your target consumer. It could be a client or it could be a customer. And then also excellent customer service to keep clients coming back. Yeah, I know in the chat box, one of you have already put this in the chat box as one of the responses. Excellent customer service is so important because branding is about perception. You have to maintain, you have to manage this perception about your business, about you as a person, so that you can build trust that will lead to loyalty. Once people are loyal to you, then they will feel free to keep coming back, keep coming back for your products and services. Brand and reputation, yes, this drives business growth. Not only just you may think we are only focusing today on the small businesses. No, even the big businesses, the big corporates, they also do value growth in their businesses. They are constantly working on strategies to grow. So brand and reputation is important. I understand this as someone who has worked I've worked over 15 years in marketing communications, and the big part of my experience was within the reputation environment, the brand reputation, understanding that the brand, this can affect the growth of the brand reputation, because the negative reputation, it does affect the brand negatively, and also it also plays a big role. It also plays a big role also in the bottom line of the business, ensuring that there's an increase in sales. So a strong personal and company brand creates trust. Yeah, so you need really to build a strong personal and company brand so that you can achieve the retention of customers and clients. Positive word of mouth. I know one of you mentioned word of mouth. Yeah, positive word of mouth and social proof. It also does drive business growth. It's part of the brand and reputation. So if more people are saying good things about your company, about your business, about you, it means they are already promoting your business on your behalf. So positive word of mouth and social proof, yeah, it does add value in growing your business. Aligning with customer values and community. Yes, you have to be aligned with your target customer values. If your target market, they value integrity, then you have to ensure that you also adopt those kinds of values in your business so that you can grow. So this also adds into the customer retention, whereby the client will keep coming back to your business and ask for more services because they feel at home. This actually ensures that your target consumer or your target client, they feel at home in your business. So that also plays a big role in sustaining your business and driving the growth within your business. All right, okay. Now that we have covered what drives the business growth in general, let me just introduce myself for those of you who are joining the session for the first time. My name is Mpumepele. In full, it's Nompumelelo. And I am a brand growth strategist. Sorry. I'm a brand growth strategist. Yeah, as I've already mentioned earlier, I have more than 15 years in marketing comms. Also, I'm a speaker and an MC. Like in August, I was really active in the speaking engagements. Since August, it's a Women's Month, and also advocate for women empowerment. Yeah, so I'm the founder. I'm the founder of Kanyan Creative Solutions. Yeah, I'm also in the management committee of Women in Business. Yeah, so that's just a brief introduction about myself. But if you want to learn more about me and what I do, the kinds of projects I engage in, you can follow me on social media as well. You can follow me on LinkedIn. It's Pumepele, the brand growth strategist. And then also on Instagram, the Instagram username is I am Pumepele. Yeah. So, all right. While you were registering, I was, if you have noticed on the thank you page, I know some of you already have this ebook. This is an ebook that can help you if you are interested in building your personal brand. So I gave you a link in the thank you page, but if you have not received, if you were unable to download this book, do not worry. After the session, I will share the ebook via email with you so you can access it. All right. Also, I publish a weekly newsletter on LinkedIn called Your Brand, Your Legacy. Yeah, and we really strongly believe in building brands that inspire and impact. It's Kanyan Creative Solutions. Yeah, so you can just catch up on the articles that are in the newsletter. They will give you more information about branding, more insight about building a brand that drives growth. So you can just go to LinkedIn and then you'll find this newsletter. All right, let me check if there are any messages in the chat box before we continue, because I'd like to engage with you. Oh, okay. No, you were just confirming that you can hear me. All right, let's continue. Okay, the power of a personal brand. Since this masterclass is about building a personal brand that drives business growth. So the power of a personal brand. So a strong personal brand is free leverage. It builds attention, reputation, and trust. What am I saying about this? So a strong personal brand Okay, a strong personal brand is free leverage. Once you have a strong personal brand, what it means is that um, it is an investment to your business. It is an investment to your career. Once you have a strong personal brand, people are attracted to you because they can see a clear picture of who you are and your vision and your brand mission is clear. Once that is clear and that the key messages that you are communicating with people as a brand, that that ends up building trust among your target market, then it leads to you having a strong personal brand. So it is free leverage because once you have this strong brand, the opportunities they come to you. You no longer have to chase on opportunities. Uh, People are attracted to you. The people that you used to send emails to, the other ones, you find that they are now sending emails to you. Yeah, I've also noticed that with my own personal brand, because while I'm building my own personal brand, I have noticed that I have actually attracted opportunities that are helping me to ensure that my business grows as it should. And they lead to more leads for the business. They lead to more speaking engagement opportunities for me, which also add value to the business. So yeah, it is free leverage because of that. So it builds attention, as I've already mentioned, reputation and trust, always an advantage in business. Whether you have the business to consumer or the business to business type of company. So it is an advantage. People prefer to buy from real people, yes, not faceless corporations. Exactly, because they have to feel like they are aligned. They have to feel like they are aligned with you, which is why it's so important to build your personal brand. Because people really, I've noticed that people are more attracted to other people, the real people, because they can see what kind of authentic brand you have. So their values, if they are aligned, if their values are aligned with yours, then they will buy from you. And I've mentioned this in the recent article where I'm featured on the cover of Her Voice. It's an e-magazine that is published by the South African Council for Businesswomen. It's September issue, so I'm on the cover of that magazine, of that e-magazine, and I mentioned this because I talk about authentic brand story, that people are attracted to real stories that they can associate with. All right, okay. Personal brand versus business brand. All right. Yeah, I like to talk about aligning. We have to align these two. Firstly, before you can align, you need to understand each one of them. So they are integrated. They are not separate. Usually, you find that you would treat most people, they would treat them as if they are two separate entities, but they are integrated, they are interlinked. I mean, if people see your business, they remember that, oh, this is Bume's business. Once they see the logo, Kangem Creative Solutions, they remember, oh, this is Bume's business. Um, so in order for you to grow in your business, you need to ensure that they are integrated. Obviously, there are cases whereby you find maybe you have multiple businesses and you want to build an independent personal brand that is not aligned with what your businesses are offering. Sorry, sorry about that. Just a little bit of flu. Okay, so they are integrated, they are not separate. Uh, so you need to ensure that your brand, you build a strong personal brand that will that will be linked with your company. It makes it so easy when they are integrated because with the effective marketing strategies that we were talking about earlier on, you'll find that while you are building your brand, while you're working on your own personal brand strategies, you don't necessarily need to always ensure that you multiply your efforts, you do more than what you are already doing. If they are integrated, it makes it easy because when it comes to promoting your business services, because already people are aware of who you are and what you do in your business. So and they understand your brand story, your authentic brand story. So it's no longer about promotion for them, but it's more about you communicating with them. So yeah, it does help a lot when they're integrated. So building your personal brand it strengthens your business when you build your personal brand. Are there any questions so far? If there are any questions, just put them in the chat box and then I will read the chat box and then answer those questions. If you have anything to say, also put it in the chat box. So as I was saying, it does strengthen your business, your personal brand, because if you are building a strong personal brand, then it means necessarily that there's network that is associated with your personal brand. They are also aware of your business. So you create brand awareness of your business through your own personal brand. So it does strengthen your business, whereby you generate more business sales for your company, So that's how it strengthens your business. All right, there's the question that I have here is something I have noticed that some people, they think when you build a personal brand, you have to appear as a guru, you have to appear as an expert, someone who knows everything, who's offering insights to everyone. No, no. So you have to put authentic when you build your personal brand. So when you actually position yourself as a guru, as an expert, you have to show results, because in order for you to become an expert, there should be a track record of how you have become that guru. How are you claiming this title of being a guru? So yeah, I know some people, they think this is the easy way, it's the fastest way that they can build their personal brand. But remember, you always have to be authentic. And with positioning comes with showing the results as well. You need to constantly show the results if you are saying if you are a guru, you are an expert on how you are actually a guru, so that your personal brand can make sense to your target market. So that also remember you are also building trust, so that you can recruit customers or clients and also retain them. So you cannot build trust on without results. You have to show results. Results, they will help you in building trust. Okay, and then do the work first and then talk about how you did it. So do the work first and then talk about how you did it. All right, I see there's in the chat box. I've stopped sharing the screen because I couldn't like get to the chat box. All right, there's a question. Please advise from Kosisi Tandile has a question. Please advise on how to grow an NPO that aims to have impact to many communities and also raise awareness about autism. All right, let me switch on my camera so that you can see me. Okay, Nkosisi Tandile, that's a good question. Okay, there's also a message. Hi, my email is for the ebook later on. Thank you. All right, Prince, thank you for sharing your email. You will get the ebook. Thank you. Okay, let me go back to Nkosisi Tandile. Please advise on how to grow an NPO that aims to have an impact to many communities and also raise awareness about autism. Yeah, that's a good question. So how you can grow an NPO, Nkosi Tandile, it is actually a process. With my clients, we go through a brand, what I call a brand building process. Before you go to growing that NPO within the branding environment, you need to first start there in phase one, where you do the brand audit. And I will encourage everyone here who has joined the session that please also do brand audits on your own personal brand and also for your company brands as well. Yeah, I know, I understand it's a technical process, but what you can do on your own, we do it at Kanya Creative Solutions. We do host the brand audits workshops with clients, but what you can do as well independently, if you cannot come to Kanya M Creative Solutions at this stage, is just view your market, understand your market, and also ensure that your team members they understand your market as well, because it's so important that your team members they understand the market where you are operating, so that they can be able to position your brand in that market. So how to grow an NPO, it is a process. Firstly, you start there in the phase one. You need to understand that NPO, obviously the vision, the mission of that NPO, the values, and then also what are other NPOs that are offering the same service within the market. Understand those NPOs, what they're offering, who's the leader in that market, and what kind of initiatives they are driving in the market, what draws people into that leading NPO in the market. So you need to have this kind of information when you do brand audits. It will help you when you do brand audits. You need to do a thorough market research so that you understand exactly what your target market is thinking in line with what you want to provide, the kind of services, the products you want to provide to your target market. Yeah, so it's crucial to understand firstly the market before you can even go to, because the promotion phase, that's the last phase, where now you understand what the brand is, and then you can take the brand to the market, and then you can promote the NPO into the market to the stakeholders and build build relations, the stakeholder engagements, manage the stakeholder engagement, ensure that you have more partners that will actually help you to drive the growth of your NPO, because it's not only about your target markets, the ones that are going to buy into your business, but also the stakeholders, the partners. So they are also important in terms of understanding your markets. Yeah, and all right, as I mentioned earlier on, I was very fortunate. We were very fortunate to be sponsored by, let me share in the screen. You already have you have already seen the sponsors. I'm sharing in the screen. We were really fortunate. So there will be prizes to be won. I will announce the winners towards the end of the session. Just engage in the chat box, and then I will announce the winners. The winners will win because we are selling ebooks. We are also selling ebooks that we have found very useful to our target market. We have customers and also we have clients. So the ebooks that we have the bundle, the social media marketing bundle. We have 10 ebooks there. The 10 ebooks for social media marketing bundle. So if you are interested to actually build your brand on social media, these ebooks will really help you. And also we have the bundle, the Entrepreneurs Playbook bundle. If you want to succeed in your business, you want to understand your team and how you can help your team so that that can also drive business growth. So we have those ebooks. There are 10 of them. We call them the Entrepreneurs Playbook bundle. So we're going to have winners. I'm going to announce winners towards the end of our session. Yeah, so I like what Cover Africa is doing, and especially if when I read about their case study, what they've done for Owetu Waste Group. As I've already mentioned, that this is the company that provides accounting services. Uh, if you are unsure on how to handle your tax, you can just consult with Cover Africa. So, so in February 2024, last year, so they met with Kanya Buthelezi. Some of you may know Kanya Buthelezi. She's the visionary founder of Owetu Waste Group. At the time, her business was growing but faced significant financial and compliance challenges. By June 2024, she decided to partner with Cover Business Solutions and her trusted accounting team, a decision that changed the course of her business journey. When they came on board, the Cover Business Solutions team, when they came on board, Kanya had no accountant and was burdened with more than 700,000 owed to SARS. Can you imagine that? She was also behind with her VAT and pay and tax submissions, the pay as you earn submissions, which placed the business at risk. To make matters worse, her previous accountant had incorrectly made her pay the 70,000 rand provisional tax, money that should never have left her business. So what happened is that the Cover Business Solutions team, they stepped in immediately. So their team assisted Kanya in negotiating a SARS compromise, drastically reducing the overwhelming tax debt. They also submitted all her outstanding returns, bringing Owetu Waste Group fully compliant monthly. Beyond compliance, they also provided accurate reports to support Kanya during pressing legal matters. Recognizing her need for ongoing support, Kanya joined Cover Business Solutions on a monthly retainer, ensuring that she now has a trusted partner to keep her compliant and accountable. Just as importantly, she gained a sounding board, someone she can bounce off ideas with before making financial decisions, knowing she always has expert guidance by her side. One of the biggest wins for Kanya was recovering the 70,000 rand her previous accountant had mishandled. That moment reinforced their commitment to not only managing finances, but also protecting and empowering clients, their clients. Today, Owetu Waste Group is stronger, compliant, and positioned for sustainable growth. Kanya no longer carries the weight of financial uncertainty alone. She has a trusted partner walking every step of the journey with her. Yeah, that story really touched me because I'm also a small business owner. So when I was reading this case study, I was like, wow, this story, it is really, really amazing. It's really impressive. And congratulations to Sava Business Solutions for just stepping in and helping Oweti Business, Oweti Group, Oweti Waste Group. I have to mention them right, because I'm recording this session. Oweti Waste Group. So yeah, this is incredible. I mean, you can see here, I will share the contact details for Sava Business Solutions if you want to contact them. All right, I'm going to announce the first winner now. Let me announce the first winner. All right, the first winner will win the social media marketing ebooks bundle. As 10 ebooks. They cover all social media platforms. They cover TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. So in order for you to manage those platforms so well that they drive growth, you need these ebooks. So the first winner will be Kosi Sandile, because I can see you are very active in the chat box. So you are the first winner. Uh, can you react and just clap hands for Kosi Sandile? Yeah. So I will share, I will give you access to the ebooks in Kosi Sandile. Yeah, so congratulations. The chat box is still open. You can use the chat box, ask questions. I can see there is a new question in the chat box, also from Kositandile. What happens when you are an established brand known within the community but not at large, plus been operating for 10 years? Yeah, so that's the question. So what happens when you are established, known within the community, but not at large? So what I have found out, Nkosi Thandile, I like your question. It's so interesting, and it also relates to the recent talk that I had at the Gauteng Business Summit, where we were just discussing in the panel the innovative ways to actually uh, to the innovative ways to market your brand, and on how to navigate the digital space. So what I've learned mostly from most people is that we get comfortable. Most people, they get comfortable just offering their service to the people they know within the space that they are comfortable with. So I challenge you to move from your comfort zone so that you can meet you can meet new people and you can explore new markets. So I am really challenging you that you really have to move from your comfort zone. So what happens, even the established brands, you find that the brand has been there maybe for 20 years or more, but it's only known within that community. It's not popular. You may find that one of the reasons that makes that brand not to be popular, but being an established brand, is um, the lack of effective marketing for that brand. So effective marketing plays a role in ensuring that you expand your reach, you widen your presence, you grow your presence in the market. There are people that are thinking that Once I can just reach the South Africa nationwide, then I would have achieved my goals. But I'm challenging you to think beyond that, think beyond just South Africa, because you are capable of building a brand that can cross borders. So the lack of effective marketing, it does impact lots of brands, and you may find out that you are unable to grow as you are expected. So you need an effective marketing strategy, and then also the implementation of it. So in order to ensure that your brand, you expand the footprint of your brand, grow your online presence. That's so important. And in South Africa alone, we have more than 26 million users on social media. Just social media as platforms, we have more than 26 million. And that number, you can already see that if you are not on social media, you are missing out on these users, because some of these users are your target market. So, yeah. Oh, I see. Congratulations in the chat board. Wow, thank you. That's lovely. Yeah. We will have other winners. I will announce other winners towards the end of the session. Um, all right. Let me also, there's a video I like to share with you just now. Yeah, there's a video I like to share. I see there are questions in the chat box. I will cover those questions just now, but I'd like to share those from one of the sponsors. Sure. Mm, um, I need to add the volume, the sound. I forgot to add the sound. I'm adding the sound now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can, but there's no sound.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. All right, thank you. Let me, yeah,
Hello, I'm Mashudu Mbele. I'm the owner of Enabler Solutions. We are all about transformation and healing. We coach, we mentor, We do facilitation, we also do retreats and employee wellness support. And if you've got mental issues in your organization or productivity, or you don't know what is really happening with your employees, we're the company to call to. Do send us a message to at info@enablersolutions.co.za. Thank you. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling lost, despondent? This is the opportunity to transform. Just listening to me, it means that you had to hear my voice. So do reach out. I'm here to help you to become your accountability partner. I'm Mashudu Mbele, the life transformation coach.
All right, okay, thank you. That was Coach Mashudu Mbele. Maybe some of you know her. She's a life transformation coach, an NLP, an NL practitioner. All right, she is the founder and CEO of Enabler Solutions. So she was just introducing herself in that video. I'm also going to share something. Please just bear with me. Okay, before I share, because I know once I start sharing, there's a delay. Let me read the chat box. There are questions here. Okay, there's a question from Rachel. Rachel is asking, what are some common mistakes to avoid when building a personal brand? What are some ways to build brand awareness and reach new customers? Wow, those are the good questions, Rachel. Some common mistakes to avoid when building a personal brand. Number one, do not copy someone else, okay? When you are building a personal brand, remember that you are a unique person, and so people will be attached to a personal brand that is unique, so that you can also be identified. You can be identifiable. So those are the common mistakes where you find that someone wants to copy another personal brand that is already successful. So yeah, that's one of the common mistakes that I've noticed on personal branding, the building of personal branding. And then the next question, what are some ways to build brand awareness and reach new customers? Oh, there are so many ways. There are so many ways to build brand awareness, to create awareness. I mean, you can run a campaign, an awareness campaign, just to build your brand awareness, introducing your brand in the market. You can have the launches. If you're having products, you can have product launches. If you have a book, you can have a book launch. So there are so many ways. Okay, I can see that the meeting says we are left with 5 minutes. Can you please give me some few more minutes because we started a bit later just so that we can cover the time. So we won't take long, and just an extra 10 minutes before we close the session. Just an extra 10 minutes. And then I will announce the winners and then we will be done. Yeah, so what are some of the what are some of the ways to build brand awareness and reach new customers? So thus you need to actually work on your strategy. You need to understand firstly those customers, their needs, their interests, so that you can ensure that whatever you are promoting to them, it is a solution to that problem that they have. Remember, we talked about problems, providing solutions to the problems. Yeah, so so you need to ensure that you understand your market first, and then that's part of the strategy. And then you promote it using different platforms, of course, where your customers, your target customers or target clients are based. If you know most of your target customers are youth, and you know where to find them. You will be able to, you will be able to find them. Uh, you'll be able to find them in TikTok, for an example. So it means you need to work on a campaign, on a TikTok campaign. Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say just communicate with them where they are based. Okay, please let me know once you can see the script. Sorry, I'm just enlarging it. Okay, I'm just sharing this. It's from one of my sponsors, the SM from Enabler Solutions. It's important to show that it is from Enabler Solutions. They are providing this package. I think this package also, it can also benefit you if you are owning a business. It's the SMME Growth and People Package. So running a small business can feel overwhelming, too many demands, not enough time, and limited support. Growth, growth doesn't have to be a struggle. With the right tools, mindsets, and systems, you can build a business that works for you, not against you. Yeah, so these are the packages. I'm also going to share this with you after the session. Yeah, so Enabler Solutions, they do have this kind of package for businesses. They just ensure that you run your business smoothly and you are not feeling overwhelmed. I can understand this as someone also who owns a business. And I can attest that they are very effective. Especially, I understand Coach Mashudu being the founder of Enabler Solutions. She's very effective in providing unique solutions. She has already helped me in my own personal space, and she's well versed even as a business coach as well. So I encourage you to communicate with them. All right, so there's a question here. There are two questions. One from Tepiso and then the other one from Rachel. Tepiso is asking, how do you brand differentiate businesses by the same person without losing the essence? Which is more important, personal or business brand in that instance? Wow, that's a lovely question, Tepiso. Yeah, so you need to understand which one is more important. I would say they are both equally important, depending on your needs as well, and also your goals. If right now your goals, you're just focusing on generating leads, you just want clients to come into your business. It does not matter. The other stuff you can see it later, but just for now you just want clients. I can say in that instance, when you are looking at driving the business growth in that manner, where you are looking at a specific goal, like generating leads, I think you can prioritize the company brand at that point because you want, when you communicate with the target market, to be understanding of your company brand at that time. So I can say they are equally important, but it depends on your needs and also the goals that you want to prioritize at a specific moment. So how do you differentiate business by same or different businesses? How do you brand or how do you brand different businesses? Yeah, I was worried about the question, so but now I understand it. How do you brand the different businesses by same person without losing the essence? Okay. If you want to brand different businesses, let's say you want to, for an example, let's say I want to brand uh, Kanya Creative Solutions as a marketing communications agency, and then also on the other hand, I have another business. Let's say maybe it's Kanya M Publishers. Maybe I'm just publishing books in that business. And then I have another business. Maybe in that business, let me just come up with something different. Maybe I'm selling products. Let's say I'm just selling in-care products in that business. So how do I brand different? So it means because they are different. If they are different, then they need to be branded independently. They need to be branded differently, one from each other, so that they can stand out in the market. There will be no confusion. You cannot say because they are all owned by one person, so it's one size fits all. No, you cannot work on the same brand building process. For all of them, they have to have a different path, a unique path in growing them as the brands. So you'll have to treat them differently if they are different. I hope you are answered, Tsepiso. And then Rachel is saying, since Pume, are you going to share this sessions live and recording to us? Oh, yes, yes, I'm going to share the slides in the recording. You're going to get this recording as well. You'll have access to this recording. Thank you, Rachel, for asking that. Okay. Sorry, please just hold. I want to share a slide. This will be the last slide share. How do you feel about the session? Please put it in the chat box. So far, how do you feel? Yeah, we are about to close. We will close the session at exactly 22. I have asked for an extra 10 minutes. So we will close the session at 22. And thank you so much. You've been an amazing audience. And I really look forward to hosting you again. And you've been engaging so well in the chat box as well. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to announce winners before we close. We are about to close. Oh, yeah, I see. Very informative. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to share screen just now. Yeah, this would be the last screen share before we close. I'm sure some of you are hungry. You cannot wait so that you can have your supper. Don't worry, you'll have your supper very soon. Uh, we're going to close very soon. All right, I have shared on the screen this book. This book is written by Lebogang Itumeleng, The Hustler's Entrepreneurial Process. And I was a speaker at the book launch. Let me also mention this. The book launch was on the 30th of August, and I was honored to be a guest speaker at the book launch. You can also invite me if you publish a book and you are hosting a book launch. You can just invite me, or you can consult with Kangan Creative Solutions to handle all your event management. For your book launch. Okay, this book that you see on the screen, this book, The Hustler's Entrepreneurial Process, it is a practical guide for turning hustle into a structured, sustainable business. It's designed for entrepreneurs, aspiring business owners, and entrepreneurs looking to build and scale with a clear framework. The book covers everything from foundational steps like defining your business model and value proposition to scaling and managing growth. It's not just a motivational book, it's a workshop in your pockets, whether you are hustling in the streets, running a small business, or innovating within a corporation. This book provides actionable tools to help you build with intention and grow systematically. Yeah, I remember the author was mentioning this during the book launch. Uh, and the author Lebogang Itumeleng was saying that this book, read this book when you really want to, because it's a practical book. You need to read the book and ensure that you apply the knowledge that you receive here in your business. So that's how you can see the results from reading this book. This book, the value of this book is 350. Yeah, so it's very much affordable. So they can courier it to you if you are interested. At this moment, it's not in the bookstores. Yeah, but you can get it. It can be couriered to you. This book. I also have this book. So I'm in the process of reading it. It's such an interesting read. So I encourage you to get it. All right. Okay. I see we are left with 1 minute. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to announce winners. Are you ready? Are you ready for the winners? Are you ready for the winners? I'm going to announce winners now. Yeah, I'm getting so excited. I see some positive feedback in the chat. Noctula says very informative. The session is very informative. The piece say learning a lot on branding, a good session. Thank you. And then Tapsi Lemkisa says very informative session. Thank you. And then Nkosi Tandila says, we thank you for all your time, Sisi. Workshop will be nice someday. Oh, yes, we are definitely planning on having an in-person workshop. And then in that workshop, a boot camp, actually, not a workshop, a boot camp. We will have other facilitators. And because, Kanyam Creative Solutions, we have lots of people within our sector, stakeholders. and some of them are influencers. So in that bootcamp, we will be having influencers telling you exactly what you need to do in order to grow your online presence. So I will be sending communications about that. Um, and then Rachel says the session has been informative. Looking forward to some more sessions. Thank you. Yes, we're planning to host more sessions. So are you ready for the winners, the announcement of winners? So for this session, because it was focusing on building a personal brand that drives business growth, everyone here is a winner. Everyone who joined the session, everyone who was active in the chat box is a winner of the Entrepreneurs Playbook. Bundle is 10 books. It's 10 ebooks. They are going to help you so much in your business. They touch on you as a leader, how to become an influential leader, and time management in your business, how to manage your team, how to get sales, how to get clients so that you can increase sales, how to sell anything. So it touches on the sales as well. Also touches on the marketing, the effective marketing. So you are all winners. Everyone who joined here, thank you so much. Everyone is a winner. You all get the eBooks Banger, Entrepreneurs Playbook, eBooks Banger. I'm going to send that to everyone who joined the session. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's the end of our session. And thank you to our sponsors, Enabler Solutions, Lebogang Itumeleng, the author of The Hustlers Entrepreneurial Process book. Thank you, Cover Africa. That was such a lovely case study that you shared with me. Thank you. It is owned by Nompilo Gumede. Cover Africa is owned by Nompilo Gumede. She is a business compliance guru. She's known for this. She's an award-winning entrepreneur. Yeah, and also Coach Mashudi is also an award-winning international accredited coach. Yeah, so yeah, I'm backed by the big brands here. Yeah, so I'm very grateful. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Thank